Hey Sam, how do you sum up the game, mate?
Yeah, obviously disappointing. You lose, you lose like that on your home ground. Always hurts. It's our second loss here now, including North Launceston 2 weeks ago. So it is disappointing, but at the same time, we've got plenty of positive things to reflect on. As mentioned before, we had 5 guys, 17 years of age. We had about 2 or 3 in the 19 of age. Yeah, so there's plenty of things to work on. That's not including, Hamish Leadham, 21. I thought he was fantastic today. It's his first real crack at senior footy this year. He was really interrupted last year, and now he's in a fantastic place for his footy. So, it's always hard losing, but at the same time, you've got to look at the positives and take those out of it, and go back and educate and teach and work with your team and your players to get the best out of them again next week.
And what lessons did you learn from the game today?
I think we just played against the quality side with some really experienced heads. It's the lineup Clarence have is really deep, especially in that 3 AFL experience is always tough to come up against. And outside of that, you've probably got another 4 or 5 that have had consistent state representative sides over the last 4 or 5 years as well. So Clarence are a fantastic side, and our boys had a crack. We lapsed at times, and that's what I'd expect from a group that finished. I said last week, finished second last on ladder last year, and this year we've come out now with 3-2. So from a 6-month window, I still believe the footy club's in a fantastic spot, and couldn't be prouder of what the players and the clubs are working towards at the moment.
Yeah. It was billed as 3rd versus 4th. It does kind of suggest there's a big gap between 3 and 4.
Oh, there's a big gap between 2 and 3, and 3 and 4. So it's just the system at the moment. I spoke to our guys after playing North, and I truly believe that it's a 3-year program down here to really fight for those 2 top spots. And we've been in it 6 months. So. These games are going to happen, and I'm sure it's going to happen another 4 or 5 times across the course of the year, and we just pick ourselves up and learn as much as we can from it, and continue to educate some young players in today's football, and develop them to be the best they can, and not be robots and scared and worried about turnovers and things like that. And we keep working towards that goal. They'll in 12 months' time, they won't miss the kicks that they missed today. They'll start hitting them, and they'll start growing and believing in themselves, and we might find 3 or 4 more players that may have got missed across the course of the last couple of years.
Yeah, entirely separate subject, Sam, but it's good to get a chance to chat to you. Tommy Bellchambers made his return today. What are your thoughts on that? Yeah,
fantastic. Angus Montfrey's played his first game over this weekend as well in Port Adelaide. So, Tommy, I lived with Tommy for 5 years, and I sent him a message last night and wished him all the best. And I'm not sure of any results or how he's gone, but I'm sure he's going to fight well and play as well. And he's a fantastic tap ruckman. So. It's just great. Another Launceston player and homegrown, so couldn't be happier for him to be out there.
How far back do you two go? You'd be about the same age.
I got a couple. I wish I was still 26, 27. No, I've got about 3 years on him. So I first met Tommy when I was 15, and he would have been about 12. So in the footy program down here in Tassie. And
who were you both playing for then?
I was playing for Launceston. Trying to think who Tommy. I reckon he might have even been a North junior. Potentially at that age, yeah. I'd say. And then I went across to Essendon, and we become housemates as soon as the next Tasmanian followed. At that stage, we had Andrew Lee and Tommy Hislop, and there was a few of us floating around there then, so it was a good time.
What will today mean to Tommy?
Yeah, he'll be nervous. He'll be worried. I'm sure, no different to the other guys that entered the field earlier on in the year. So. But when you get to that age, it's more. It is a job. It's more about what you've got to do, what you've got to achieve, and you've got clear expectations from your coaches and players within have clear expectations of each other. So he'll go out there and do his thing, and I'd imagine do it really well. And we'll, we might see him start to fatigue in the last quarter, but I'm sure he'll play 3 fantastic quarters.
What do you take out of the game?
Oh, we take a lot. Really proud of the boys' effort. I thought their 4-quarter performance today was really, really good. The wind. Obviously picked up there and made conditions tough, but I thought really contested game. Our guys fought it out really well. We've had a bit of a bug go through the club this week, so a couple of guys were a little bit under the weather today, but to come up to Windsor Park, which is extremely hard to win, as I touched on midweek, I think they're a top 4 team, so to get the win, get a good win, is fantastic.
No names, who caught your eye?
I thought Jason Bailey's job on Sonny Whiting was sensational. Jason obviously can play tall and small. He played on Mitch Thorpe last week and held Mitch to 3 goals, and He's really influential after half time. He goes and plays on Sonny Whiting today. I think Sonny might have kicked a couple of goals, but he won a lot of one-on-one contests and created turnover for us. So he's had a fantastic start to the year. I thought Zach Mastrocola came over from university this year. He played his best game for the club. So they're probably a couple that I was really impressed with. Tim Castle did the job on Mansell, who he identified as a key player, key goal kicker for them. So I thought our back six as a whole was really good today.
And do you think there is quite a big gap between third and fourth in the comp?
I wouldn't say third and fourth. I think the top two teams, North Launceston and Glenorchy, are obviously clearly the best two teams. And then on any given day, I think the rest of the competition's quite even. So look, we're under no illusions. Next week out at Glenorchy at KG5, we haven't won there for a couple of years, and they've given us football lessons over the last couple of years. So look, we go in confident. We'll throw everything at them and see where we're at. But I think the difference between 1 and 2 and then the rest of the comp is, I think it's been touched on a few times this year, is there's a bit of a gap there.
And just a word about Launceston. What sort of job do you think Sammy's doing here? How do you think they're faced for the future?
Yeah, well, we talked about it all week. They play a very similar game to what we play. So they like to take uncontested marks and share the ball round. I touched on it midweek that I think their midfield group is extremely deep. We found that out in the first quarter. I think we were -9. So Rundle, obviously Sam, Blackberry, those guys are some quality players. And look, I think the game style that he's trying to play and introduce is going to hold them in good stead coming through in the next couple of years. So look, they've got a bright future.
Do you want to chip in, Matt? You okay?
I thought young, I'm not sure how old he is, but Blackburn played a right today forward. How's he been going the rest of the season?
Yeah, look, Sticks has worked hard to get where he's got to this year. He's been in and out of the senior team for 2 or 3 years. He's always been an extremely consistent goal kicker at development level. This year he's been able to hit the scoreboard regularly. He's not kicking big bags of goals, but he's kicking his 2 or 3 each week, which is all we asked for. I reckon the last couple of weeks he probably has been there to get used, but he hasn't quite been used. Today I think he had 7 shots on goal, kicked 3-4 in the conditions where I don't think the ball moved that freely. I thought he was outstanding. If he finishes his work off and kicks 5 goals too, it's a pretty big day. But look, he's a young guy that works extremely hard in his game, so it's great to see him getting rewarded.